Hey everyone, I'm Vas, a Greek Australian girl who's all about food and traditional living. So join me as we dive into the world of healthy, whole foods, from scratch cooking and old school recipes. We'll be exploring everything from simple, no sugar meals to fast friendly dishes, plus baking, beekeeping and gardening. I'm all about clean eating and I'd love to hear your tips, your recommendations and recipe requests. So let's get into it. Today we're making pancakes and I will put in the description below the method and the ingredients that we will be using. So we're going to start off by adding to a blender. I'm using my Thermix, so if you guys have a blender that works just the same. We're just going to be using the Thermix or the blender to combine all our ingredients together so we're not having to sit there and mix it in a bowl. So we're going to add 3 cups of whole grain flour, 4 tablespoons of honey, 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, 6 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 cup of still water, 1 cup of sparkling water. So I love using sparkling water as an alternative to baking soda or baking powder, and I do recommend using this. It is amazing, it makes a big difference. And then we have 1 teaspoon of vanilla and 2 to 3 teaspoons of cinnamon. Once all our ingredients are in the blender, then we're going to put the lid on. We're going to blend all our ingredients until they are well combined, and then we will take the lid off and we will start heating up our oil. So you want to heat up the oil, and to test out that the oil has reached the perfect temperature to start cooking your pancakes, we are just going to put a drop of the batter into the pan, and once it starts bubbling and you guys can see it will look like this, then you're ready to put your pancake batter onto the pan and you can start cooking all your pancakes. So I made a few medium-sized ones and I also made a few pikelets. I did prefer them being small because the pikelets were just easier to eat, and whatever we didn't eat when it was warm we left on the bench and we ate the next day, and they tasted amazing. And as you're cooking your pancakes, you might see that your pan needs a bit of a top up of olive oil. So I would recommend just adding a tablespoon at a time, not to add too much because that will then change the temperature on the pan and it will take longer for your pancakes to cook. So if you add just 1 tablespoon, it'll be perfect. Now you're going to keep cooking your pancakes until you're able to flip them over and they'll be nice and brown on both sides. That will take a few minutes, so you should be a bit patient as well. Now I had mine on the stovetop on temperature 11 and my stovetop goes up to 12, so it was on quite high heat. If you do see that the oil is spitting at you, turn it down to a 10, and as the pan has heated up you are able to turn it down. You can even turn it down to a 9 as well if you see that that's what you need. As you guys can see here, I've turned it down to a 7 in the end. So I'm really excited to share this recipe with you guys because during Lent, when we're not having any dairy products or meat, it is so hard, and I find a lot of people these days that cook always go to substitutes for butters and milks and even meat, and I'm really against that because I feel that when you're fasting, if you want to get, first of all, the best out of your fast, you shouldn't be replacing everything with just substitutes that taste the same. But more importantly, you want to consider what is healthy for your body and what isn't. And it has been proven that soy products and a lot of vegan products do have things in it that aren't exactly considered healthy. So I would prefer staying away from that, any artificial or manufactured foods, and just stick to the basic stuff that God gave us and that are really good for you, healthy, and that doesn't have a whole ingredients list. I bet no one will be able to tell the difference between these and normal pancakes. So if you guys have any recipes like this or anything that you'd like to share, please put that in the comments below. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. I'll also be putting in the top right so you guys can see a few of my other recipes that I've been making now during Lent. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. So please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you then. Bye!